2,800 residents in the boundary area between Christina Lake and Rock Creek are out of their homes tonight because of record-breaking flooding.
Evacuation alerts will be changed into orders.
And 40 of those riverside properties have now been deemed a high risk to collapse. The water is still rising and
water levels continue to climb.
But if you look behind me, you can see that these water levels are still so high.
Go over my boots. Get the chain! Lisa. Need a chain. All right. You can just put them on. You can just put them on here.
Since Thursday when the river hit, we've been pulling 12, 14, 15, 16-hour days. And until the threat of this flood is completely over, we're not going to stop.
How many sandbags have you filled?
I don't even want to know. I have probably thousands by myself.
Yeah.
But so many people have come in and have filled thousands as well by themselves.
Awesome.
So it's been a community effort. It's been a whole team effort. There's a woman that Facebooked me and she said, I've been trying to get through to different numbers and I can't get through to anyone. Water's rising in our basement and they probably should be evacuated right now. but they're staying where they're at. Water's rising up their floor, and I was like, well, I have an electric pump. I've had an electric pump kicking around my car for about months. I don't know why. So I said, well, we'll send someone over with a pump. And found out that her husband had injured his hand, so actually could not even situate the pump. They were both elderly. So we sent someone over. Someone showed up in a truck. I'm like, hey, his name was Sean. Sean, can you go and pump out this person's basement? And he's like, yep. Like, not even thinking about it. Yep.
I'm just helping out. I was working Thursday and Friday, but my back doesn't take it well. So I asked, what can I do to help? And they said, man this. So we are getting donations of ice, food. Canco has given us coffee. A restaurant from Christina Lake gave us more ice. People are coming and just with sandwiches, with everything, just handing us stuff because they can't do anything, or this is what they're doing, and it's just amazing.
Yeah.
Gets you.
Have you been affected by the flood?
I haven't, but I have a lot of friends who have been. People who have lost their homes, and especially elderly people, and that really is hurting. A friend of mine, they're both in their 70s, and the dike breached or broke right at their home. And another friend is totally underwater. Their fridge is floating in their house, mattresses. Other people, they've lost everything. Absolutely everything. Their friends who have businesses on market. That is devastating. The theater is devastating. Everything is.
What do you think is going to happen with the businesses?
We're resilient. We will carry on. We'll fix it up and we'll make it go better than before.
You can see this big Super B behind us. He is taken down. We are loading up his 5th load of pallets. We've had 4 machines here today. We've had Kubotas, Bobcats. We've had front-end loaders that are big enough to pick up a car. We've had backhoes in the back right there. He's been there all day. I've lost count of the amount of dump loads of sand that have come in here. We've had, I don't know, 200-300 volunteers today. James, we went over to Morrissey Creek in town. They have a forklift. He brought it back. We had Cal Tire. I mean, if I went on to list all the businesses in town, it's everyone. This whole community has come on board. I mean, we're easily up at 1,500 volunteers. So a lot of it kind of feels like wasted effort at times because of the loss, the damage. But the community's come together. So that's not waste. I've seen a side of Grand Forks that it's frankly just leaves me speechless in a lot of ways.
Today has been a day of really high highs and really low lows. Today it's Sunday, and I think it's day 4 of the flood. And today some really wonderful people from Trail came and helped me to re-sandbag my house. And they spent all day doing physical labor in the water, and it was really an amazing feeling to be around people like that. I went to the Red Cross because I had to get a billeting ticket, so in other words, so that I could get money to give to the person who's going to let me stay at their house. And again, The people at the Red Cross were really wonderful. The people who were sandbagging at the Grand Forks Arena today, just an amazing, amazing group of people. Everyone in this town that I talked to is kind of on this high of a sense of community. I can't even describe what it's like dealing with all strangers in town who are working their asses off and who are opening their hearts to me and everyone else who's been affected by this flood. It's been an amazing human experience.
And we've been neighbors for years and years and worked together, and even in disaster, all these sandbags that you see and whatnot, people have worked together to create a barrier, but I'm sorry the barrier didn't work. There's just too much water. I feel like I can go into bankruptcy quite nicely, and we were doing decent business, not super huge in these days. This is May, June, July, August were our hard times coming up, where the tourist business the store was a tourist oriented or design store for tourism and such. And during the Christmas time, that was our high times of business. But having this happen, and with that season coming up and all the stores destroyed like this, Grand Forks town or city is gonna suffer immensely over this. People just drive through, and maybe they'll come downtown and take a look of the disaster because they've seen this on the news. But that's not going to stop them. Right, they're not going to spend a lot of money here. Mm-hmm. And hopefully the town will regrow, because I love it here. I've been here 36 years and I love this town. People are wonderful. It's beautiful weather, climate, beautiful place to photograph. I'm a photographer. On and on. And it's very, very nice valley. With all the above said, and I'll never move. I don't care what disaster is behind me here. I will still stay here. None of us are immune. Nobody. Now the Fraser River is threatening the coast, and nobody's immune to water or fire. And we've had both disasters in this area recently, more than ever. And if that has to do with logging up north of us and whatnot, that causes the waters to rush down like that. 3 years ago, we had super forest fire conditions here. And these new natural disasters that were never with us in the past seem to be appearing more and more often. We went to the grocery store today. We have 2 grocery stores closed. We have one left, and it's packed in there. We've had friends coming up to us, giving us hugs, saying they're sorry, asking what our losses are, and we're saying in ruins, and they're being very sympathetic and helpful in that way. We haven't had a lot of sleep at night, but each night is getting better, having that empathy around us, that people are they're feeling bad for us because this is where they shopped.
But we do want to see our politicians step up, though.
Did the water go over these sandbags?
Oh yeah, it definitely did that. It went into the basement. It came around the house. It came through the back of the house and out to the front. And I'll show you.
Oh, there you go. It made it up to the step right there. Just above the top step there.
Yeah. And that's when it started coming back out.
Oh yeah.
They're delivering pallets of some more of sandbags downtown, and they're saying to get ready for the second onslaught.
Did they say when?
5 to 7 days. That's the timeline I've heard. But it could be earlier. It's supposed to be with this hot weather as early as Monday.
What were you growing in here? What do you usually grow in here?
I have lots of flowers. There's a flower and a garden vegetable. My vegetables go in the boxes. Oh, look at my... Oh. I haven't seen my cat for I don't know how long. She's holed up somewhere up on top of the house. Poor little thing must be freaked right out because she's afraid of everything.
So can you tell me how you felt when you first saw this?
I was just devastated. I was so shocked. And we just seen it like a few days ago when they were allowed back in. When it flooded and the bridge was blocked and all I could see was the water and the debris. He phoned us at midnight and told us the wall broke and the water was pouring in. And we didn't know how high it was until we drove by, and then you still don't know, and it's been sitting here for weeks, right? And I was just heartbroken for him, and I still am. Every time I think about it, he's worked so hard to pay off all his equipment, and now it's gone, and he doesn't know what to do. He's devastated.
What's going on in there?
Oh, it's too bad. The mosquitoes.
Oh, don't get it inside your boot.
The mosquitoes. It's basically, yeah.
DEET?
Yeah. That's not even working. Gross.
Okay, so can you tell me what's going on in there? What did you find?
Mosquitoes, just like 2 inches around the whole entire top, and the roof is covered, and mold, and stink, and just everything flipped upside down and destroyed.
What was destroyed?
Dryers, conveyor dryers, printer cutter, you know, like a vinyl printer cutter for graphics, clothes, like just blank inventory, compressors, generators, chainsaws, like, I mean, that's the stuff I see that's like just covered in sludge now that was up a little higher.
And so what's your next step?
I don't have a next step. I go day by day. Like, honestly, I try to think about it. I just got let back in here. I've been waiting for 3 days to get back in here. And finally I can now at least start that next step, which is seeing what I can take, you know, try to make it everything normal. I got a kid, so like make it all seem like everything's just cash. Try not to stress out and freak out, because, you know, nothing you can do now.
What was your initial reaction when you first went in there?
Like right today?
The very first time you walked in.
I almost threw up because of the smell and just like the mold and like seeing everything all together. And then it was just like, just a loss of emptiness, man. Like everything just gone, you know. It's like, what now? Like that film, that green gross film, what, you don't even know what that is? I mean, that's, you know, that's on everything.
What do you speculate is in there?
There's oil, probably sewage. Honestly, I don't even know, but at this point, I don't care, because I got to get what I can get. Because what if you don't get nothing back? I mean, you basically start over from what you can get, what you can find, and then hope. I mean, this guy is the man. Oh.
Take over the man you want.
Yes, just one. Thank you, sir.
And the granola.
I'll grab a couple there.
Well, they put the
Jennifer?
sticker on, babe. This year, it was like 5 different things happening at once. Maybe like, maybe it started here, I don't know, but the dike broke over there in 3 different spots. This busted, so theirs came in, And then South Ruckle, like on the other side, I think that dike broke too. 'Cause I know when I came here at 1 to try to start, I got a call from my neighbor to come here at 1, and this water was coming down from there into here, and it was just like, it wasn't like this color yet. It was definitely dirty, but we could only save a truck. That's how fast it came in here. Try to work with no tools and what you can scrounge up from friends and family, and just keep going. You know, can't sit around and just worry and hope that something's gonna happen that's great. It doesn't always work that way. The townspeople are awesome. The way they hold together, amazing. Everybody, awesome. It's all about friends and family.
I guess we don't have any power. Nope.
Here, I'll turn these breakers on.
Oh, yes.
That's, well, you're not the only one. Bankton Trialden, they've got 9 feet, he told me.
Oh my God.
And his furnaces are there.
My washer and dryer, my furnace, everything.
Okay.
I don't know where to start. We've got 35 acres that is all covered underwater. Basement in full of water. Everything's full of water. Oh God, it's over there too. Oh no. It's into the carpet. Well, that's dry. The lanes are dry.
Doesn't look too bad, I don't think. May not know until until they're turned back on again. Projection too, but
yeah, these guys are
well, it depends what if get any more rain.
Yeah, but if I just grab my radio, just use it evening.
There's 2 weeks ago.
It's painful to come in and see all this, and you know, you see food floating and Christmas decorations that belonged to my mother are broken up in pieces all over the floor, and it's pretty devastating to come in and see your whole life like this. Paperwork that I thought I had high enough up, like it went up to that paperwork on that shelf right over there. And so the books are still wet, and now it's starting to smell like sewage. It's, you know, it's, I don't even know what words to use to describe this right now.
Everything is ruined. Mold, everything's saturated. Well, he says the floors are buckling.
Scraping the mud and probably shit off of the floor.
We want to know it's safe to bring the kids back here.
So I'm about 5'7". This is where the water stopped. for a period of days. Now I've changed my focus to trying to figure out exactly what happened. Because we've never had water on our property before.
About 2,000. We're halfway.
How are you feeling?
Tired.
We are patching the Great Wall of Ruffle.
What happened down there?
We had water pouring over the swimming hole. So hopefully if the bags aren't polluted, maybe we can dump them back in the river and make our own beach. We'll see.